Hello everybody, Dagmar Bryant, Mindset and Transformational Coach, coming to talk to you today about authenticity. And what do I mean by authenticity? Well, I mean about being authentic, and that's you. Being authentic in life, with people, with businesses, with contracts, with dealings that you have, because the fact is, other people can tell when you're not being authentic. They mightn't be able to put their finger on it, but they will know. It's like when you go into a car dealership and you want to buy a used car, and you know that the car salesman is just pulling your leg, that it just doesn't ring true. And that's what I mean about authenticity. And I would say to you, regardless of what other people are doing, remember to be authentic within yourself. I can give you a great example of something that happened to Glenn and myself not that long ago. This is before lockdown, before COVID-19 happened, and Glenn and I were looking at an investment property in the area not very far from where we live. We went into this real estate agent and we had a little bit of a look at what was going on with various properties and went to speak to an agent. Now, before I did that, we had done some research on what other properties in the area were worth and what they were selling for. We'd done our research on the kind of prices that people were getting for their properties for the last 6 months or so. And we were also looking at the kind of rentals that people were hoping to achieve. So basically, we went in there prepared. We knew what our numbers were. And this guy, real estate agent, started giving us the biggest lines. I'm sorry, but I got to say it. It was the biggest absolute load of bull dust, bullshit, call it whatever you like. I'm going to call it as I saw it. And he was giving us these figures and I couldn't help myself. I said to him, the numbers don't support that. I don't think he really liked it because he then just took one look at me, looked back at Glenn, turned his computer monitor around and only spoke to Glenn for the next 10 minutes of the conversation. And I remember walking back to the car saying, what an absolute jerk. Did he think that we weren't prepared? Did he think that he could get away with telling us those lines? So I would say to you, be authentic in your business because you will get caught out. I don't know why people think that they can get away with stuff. Like I've said before, you might tell someone that your car is broken down or that your grandmother has died. Yeah, you might get away with that once or twice. But if you keep doing that, people will come to disrespect you. And when they disrespect you, then they lose faith in you. They perhaps don't want to do business with you or your company because when you're working for a company, you represent that company. When you're working for yourself, you represent yourself. And you want to leave people with a really good, positive impression. Now, sometimes people don't want to hear the truth, and that's acceptable. Like if what's an example? Another example from real estate. If you're putting your house on the market and someone's telling you, you can get $500,000 for that. And the other person, the other real estate agent says, look, you're probably only going to get $460. You're going to be inclined to want to go with the person who's offering you the deal for $500. But then when it's a month or two later and you realize that the $500,000 was an absolute exaggeration, then that's not going to work out too well for you. I guess the best thing that you can do is always be prepared, but mostly trust your instincts, but you yourself be authentic because people know, people can feel it, people can get that about you, and people will do business with someone that they like and someone that they trust. So authenticity is the word for today. Thanks for listening, guys, and talk to you again another day.